All right, welcome back to the Philippines. Today I am going to be talking about my experience with Guardian Insurance, the insurance company that I used to purchase my expat insurance product, I guess, is called Vumi. We're going to talk about what's happened, what I've learned shopping around for expat insurance, my experience, and just all the above. If you're in the market for expat insurance, or have questions, or just looking for a review of the semi-popular Vumi insurance, an insurance for expats and nomads, we're gonna start over here at Facebook. I actually got turned on to this person by a friend of mine, Benny, another traveler guy that I actually pretty good friends with. He's turned me on to a lot of different people. My tax guy, this service here, worry-free expat health insurance that travels with you. So, if you follow my videos, I have, popped around a little bit, and I purchased this insurance policy at the beginning of the year. I actually only had about one, New Year's resolution, and that was to get insurance coverage. I mean, I'm very, very near 50. I have traveled up to this point, a lot, Mexico, a lot of Asian countries, had a lot of experiences traveling, some dental work, some medical experiences. Benny has had even more, being in the emergency room. So yeah, I kind of trusted his experience and the tip they gave me, and he turned me on to expat health insurance. So, worry-free worldwide health insurance, like I said, that's really what attracted me, because I wasn't sure where I was going to be. The pandemic was just winding down. There was lots of COVID restrictions still in place. I anticipated traveling to get back to some sort of normalcy, right? So, I mean, with COVID coming on and different things going on, I knew that I needed coverage, and it was time. I mean, like I said, I only had about one New Year's resolution. That was health coverage, because, again, I've gotten a fair amount of dental work. Different things are going on, changes in my body and stuff like that. So, I mean, at some point, I felt like I was going to need health insurance. The enrollment period came in like October, November in the United States, and I was like calling in, and they wanted like $1,200 a month, and I was like, you could stop right there. I mean, I'm not paying $1,200 a month for insurance. I mean, I have had some episodes, really is probably the best way to put it, in the United States. The last time I went to the hospital, to give you an example, a bunch of buddies and I were in a car way out at the Rio parking lot. We're talking way out during the World Series. I mean, this is about 7 years ago, maybe even 8 at this point. And we were smoking pot in the car, and it was really, really hot. And so we were all faded and shit, and we walked from the way out in the parking lot into the World Series of poker, and cold blast air hit me in the face, and boom, I was out. And next thing I know, I'm scooped up on a gurney and on my way to the hospital. And I spent just 4 hours in the hospital, and they ran some tests on me and told me absolutely nothing, and gave me a bill for $16,000. So, pretty much insurance in the United States was not an option. I'd just rather die rather than pay $1,200 a month. So, protecting expats and digital nomads. I do work remotely. I just, costs in the United States are just going up, frankly. Again, I had spent a good amount of time in Baja, frankly, because, it was kind of my getaway from Las Vegas. I would go to Baja and hang out at the beach, and I could stay 4 days for like $100, and it was a great deal. So, that was kind of my go-to joint. So, like I said, the thing here that was most important was that I knew I wanted insurance that traveled around with me. And now this is not the only product out there. I had looked at Nomad Insurance, which is a service that is fairly popular online, and there are products. Many of these insurance companies are uh, developing products for remote workers, different places, nomadic type people. So there are products that service these people, and that's really kind of the selling point for me. Was like I said, if I knew where I was going to be, I'd probably go about a little different. Say if I knew I was going to be in the Philippines for long term, which maybe after this policy ends, I may go with like Phil Health, which is a state healthcare provider for expats and stuff. I think they have a plan for like $49 or whatnot. The same goes with Baja. Actually, just like you buy car insurance when you go over the border, you can buy health insurance over there for very close to $100. So this wasn't far off. And again, like I said, Benny, a fellow that I know, we're pals or whatever, and he recommended this lady, and so I decided to go ahead and go with her service. And January 1st, I took the plunge. I signed up here. As you kind of look, her name is Bethany, whatnot. And now, I don't know a lot about health insurance, right? I mean, these are strange products to me. In this case, I guess Vumi is in Florida. I did a little due diligence, right? Looked at some reviews. I talked to a few other people, but very few people have this type of experience, and certainly not sharing about it. So it was very difficult to know kind of what to do. Again, seeing different products, calling around. Prices really ranged, reviews really ranged from good to horrific. So, again, I wasn't exactly sure, what I was going to do. And I, kind of made a lot of calls and again, tried to outline what I figured my needs were. Again, like I said, I was bouncing around. I still don't know if, frankly, if I'm going to be able to make it in the Philippines, right? Long term, I'm not retired. I do work online. The economy is doing a bunch of weird things. So, just like many of you, I'm, anywhere from up and down, up and down, up and down. So, this Vumi, like I talked about earlier, is a company that's been in business for a while. Again, like I said, the big selling point for me was it's Nomad Insurance. It goes where I go. Of course, it doesn't work in the United States. I felt like I had a buy number versus, maybe I'll pass number. Again, as you see here, there's definitely some products out there. They're trying to service, this niche. And, this, like I said, when it comes to this type of stuff, there's always reviews, right? Good reviews, bad reviews. I mean, just, and many of the good reviews, in most cases are fake because, if you're having a good experience, you're not online going, oh man, this place, this is great, maybe you share it with your buddy or whatever, but, in most cases, you're not out there, putting out, good reviews. So I read a little bit about what was going on, and for the price of my premiums are $101 a month. So, and again, I figured I needed something. And, again, I want to talk about a little bit about my experience, with going to the doctor and dental visits and different things that's happened to me, traveling and stuff like that. Now, insurance is really brutal. I mean, if you follow my channel, I've actually sued DHL over insurance. I mean, it's really brutal because what happens, right? You pay in with the expectation of, This company's got my back, and of course they're trying to make money, and you're trying to avoid, a situation where you're in the hospital and they want tons and tons of money, or maybe you drop dead. And this happens. I was in a motel in Mexico, right? And, there was a guy upstairs. I kind of knew him. He's another foreigner dude. And, I also knew the, house clean lady. So I was there one day, and the guy stopped breathing. And in the United States, you're used to, like, boom, 911. Hey, this guy's not breathing anymore. Holy shit, send the ambulance, right? Well, so the housekeepers are there to help him, right? And frankly, I want to help, right? But I mean, I can't deal with people not breathing, bleeding, whatever. I mean, I just, mind blown. Actually, when I was a young kid, my mother sent me in there to kind of view my dead grandfather on the floor, and I was pretty young. It was like, wow. So I scarred for life on that move right there. So I do my best to stay away from all that stuff. So, the point being that, this guy stopped breathing for a very long time, and he lived, but no, ambulance came. And, I was talking kind of, to the housekeeper lady, from the bottom floor, going, and she was like, I was like, holy shit. I mean, this guy's going down, right? He's done right here. And that's really, the scariest part about this stuff. And when it comes to this insurance and stuff like that, in most cases, unless you're in an airport, which airport has medical facilities, of course, they're going to scoop you up and give you medical attention. But if you're out and about wherever you're at, I mean, you may be at the mercy of the people around you, which is very important. I mean, I've been sick in the Philippines. I had a companion with me. She took very good care of me. She thought maybe I was going to go to the hospital. I was throwing up and in bad shape. Benny has some of the most interesting stories. He had a guy straddling him, squeezing the abscess out of his nose. I mean, I don't know if you're aware of this, but right in here, between your eyes and your nose is the triangle of death. And so he was squeezing on Benny's face, and Benny was questioning life, in the Philippines, possibly receiving life-saving care, and it cost him like, $400, if I'm not mistaken. Another friend of mine, in, Vietnam, bleeding lungs, okay, was in the hospital for 5 days. This in the United States, this would probably run you at least $100,000. It's really unclear of how much money this would, really, cost you. And that's really, I want to bring up this point specifically because there is only just one situation in the United States that kind of is a plus. If you do indeed, boom, like this is it, you want to be in the United States because one, they're sending the ambulance, and two, you're going to receive life-saving care, and there's going to be no question how you're going to pay for it until you, are out of there and they send you a bill or whatever. And of course, then, if you don't have insurance, then, they can write it off and different things. That alone is maybe the biggest deal with the United States. Now, this health coverage that I paid for through Vumi has a $2,500 deductible. Now, even since I've had this coverage here, what amounts to 7 months at this point? Yes, it's just now July, so 7 months. I've been to the doctor a couple times, and basically, I had my ears checked. But still, I gotta tell you, I've spent less than $25, $30, and I've seen like multiple doctors. Ear, nose, and throat specialist. I believe that was $16 somewhere in there. And so maybe the whole time I've been traveling, I probably have not spent $2,500, and that is the deductible that I have to go over before insurance, starts kicking in. And I mean, that being said, I mean, you'd really, at least in my mind, I figure you really have to be in bad shape to get a bill for over $2,500. So I really, really question the need for health insurance, even though, like, one of my favorite bloggers out there considers, he says, going without insurance is rolling the bones. So I think that's really interesting. I feel less like that. I mean, I was really sick in Mexico. I'd been in bed for like a day and a half. I was out of water. It was very late at night. I was in very bad shape. This was early on, so I didn't know English all that well, and I literally pulled myself out of bed, literally trying to hold on to the wall, make my way to the Roma pharmacy on the corner at like 1 a.m, doing my best to, exhibit my symptoms so that way I could get help from the pharmacist there. And boom, I was able to get it. She gave me some liquids, some electrolyte things, and all of this. So I mean, I was able to get help for under $20. Another example of this is, again, I wasn't feeling that great. I went and seen what is a nurse practitioner at many of the pharmacies. They have a on staff nurse, and I was able to get attention for 50 pesos, what amounts to $2.50. And she didn't speak a lick of English. It was really crazy. Actually, I gave her 100 pesos and she was fishing for change. So I really question the need for insurance, especially in foreign countries, maybe in the United States, but I really, unless you're really insuring for the worst case scenario, is really what you're doing, and they know that. So I'm going over this packet here that I got from Vumi. I went for, like I said, the $100 a month situation. They charge it quarterly for $405. I paid $480 to get the ball rolling. A $75 admin fee. I'm looking through here, as you can see here from my paperwork, which is very basic paperwork, not like the United States where you'd probably have to sign 1 million documents, and it shows that my coverage outside the United States is $2,500, and or my deductible rather is $2,500, and that's of course to the United States. So I get insurance card. Actually, that was very helpful. Actually, getting into the Philippines, if you're looking at traveling right now, some of the countries are still requiring some proof of insurance that, in case, of course, you get COVID and get hospitalized, is protecting the country from flipping the bill for that. And again, I still question really the need for that. Thailand, I think at one point won 100,000 in coverage, which, it's just, it's hard to know exactly when that'll kick in, or if it'll kick in, or again, if any of these insurance companies will really pay off when it comes time. Because really, how this works in most cases is that if the bill's huge, right, you have to front the money, and then you are looking for reimbursement from the provider. So you see here, it gives me a little entry situation, welcome letter here from Vumi. Again, the Guardian Insurance, which it appears that they're writing policies for this, and Bethany, the lady I purchased this from, said that this company was making a big push to try to get Nomad, or expats rather, signed up in Mexico. So this this premium of $101 was, pretty good deal. So it says, thank you for choosing us to provide your health insurance coverage. We value and trust you place in the company. We welcome you to our large group of clients whom have offered our exclusive VIP service for more than 30 years. Again, they have been in business 30 years. They are based out of Florida from what it looks like. Again, I tried to do my due diligence, but again, it's all over the place. It's hard to really know what you got. And I mean, if you're trying to protect yourself, what kind of protection do you really have if, you get in a hospital, say in Mexico or whatever, and the bill is, $30,000 or whatnot. And of course you don't have that. And that's why you buy insurance, right? So, basically I got here, the certificate of coverage, the conditions of coverage, the riders, personalized ID cards for all my insureds, which is me, and here you see that certificate of coverage, excluding the U.S., which of course. Actually, there is a few countries that is excluded in this situation. Pakistan, North Korea, all these places. So here is the bill, right? Basically what happens here is they charged me $405 plus an admin fee. Hey, so they charged that, and the understanding was they were going to charge $405 a month. They didn't really give me a payment schedule or anything. And this is kind of why I'm making the video, because actually I'm a little miffed, because I purchased insurance from other countries before, notably car insurance, and I did have a claim, and it was not pleasant to deal with, actually. And actually, I guess insurance companies are not pleasant to deal with in the United States, so that isn't like all that groundbreaking, but you get nervous because you buy these services over the internet, in this case, Facebook and a website, and you like to feel like there's somebody out there that gives a F about you, or and of course it being a holiday in the United States, and this is my beef with the situation is so I get the invoice for the first payment, right? And they send me, hey, heads up, payments coming out. And I was like, great, okay, take the money, or whatever. And so here it is, month 7, and of course it says on here no real payment schedule, and I mean no payment schedule, just says quarterly, and I guess July is the beginning of the quarter, and so 2:30 in the morning, here I am bebopping around on my computer working remotely, and Shazamo, here's another $400 out of my account. This time, no, invoice, no nothing, and of course, I'm trying to message this person, and here I am, just stuck. They don't want to answer. I can't get any help, and frankly, I gotta tell you, this doesn't make me comfortable. What happens? I mean, if I'm going to the hospital or having a episode where I need attention, because I'm supposed to call her if I'm having problems, and here I am having problems, the billing kind, and of course I can't get a hold of anybody, and that is very, very frustrating. And not only that, they I don't know who invented these automatic payments, but really they really they need to be stoned, actually, because frankly, I maybe I should have just paid the premium all just one shot, but again, you buy these products over the internet, with the expectation that they will be there for you when you need it. And of course, you know, in this situation, here I am. Now, being an expat, how this ties in together, it really feels like stuff comes up like this all the time. I mean, um, you know, I've been in the Philippines now for about 100 days. I've been traveling for, 9 months, somewhere very close to that. I mean, frankly, uh, it's not been smooth sailing. It's very difficult. I mean, you got a lot of jobs. One is trying to hold down your job so your income continues in, and your other job is to kind of, you know, manage your, you know, life, and, you know, work with, visa runs, different things like that. And I mean, that's kind of why I liked Mexico a little bit, is because it was more flexible on visa runs and different situations like that versus here. I mean, I am halfway around the world, and you know, here, a good example of this is, like I said, I mean, I got dinged on this at 2 in the morning, and here I am working, and of course that's daytime in the United States on a busy, um, holiday weekend or whatnot, and you know, was not able to get help from, his company. Now, when I initially bought this, I mean, there are many levels of insurance I could have purchased. I mean, I really felt like, this was what I could afford, and, what I'd be comfortable paying. I really wish that maybe I would have gone with, a company with what appears to have their, you know, stuff together a little better, and be able to reach somebody, and you know, some of this stuff is now that I'm dealing with it, not very, you know, seems like I should have had better judgment. But other than that, I mean, like I said, I was kind of, in the situation where I felt like this was the amount of money I was able to part with based on my, budget, and you know, so I went with that. Hindsight, I probably am not going to renew this policy at all, and I probably won't do any business with them if I'm unable to reach somebody for a billing situation. I'm probably not going to be able to reach somebody when I'm dying. So that's my, that's my review of them, and, hope that, video helped you. And, have a good 4th of July in the United States, if that's what you're doing. And I will see you on the next video.